the 90s, Playmates Toys made the deepest line of Star Trek action figures in history. My name's Keith, and I'm a collector working towards owning all 284. I've been a Trek fan for almost 35 years, and most people are sick of me talking about it. But somehow I've convinced my old friend Mike to review them with me on Look at My Star Trek Toys! Wait for the whoosh! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Look at My Star Trek Toys. Today we are going to be reviewing the next in the 2023 Playmates Prodigy figures. Today we're going to be talking about Zero, but you're number one to me, Mike. How's it going?
Keith, thank you so much. It's going pretty good. I do realize that you have such a cool B-roll in the opening, and I'm just like looking at my headshot like 12 years ago, which clearly...
It's been a rough 12 years.
The presidency has aged me.
Did you see some ghosts or something?
Shocking. It's happening fast. Faster than I'd like. Anyway.
All that matters is it's still there. It can be any color it wants. Just still be there.
We're recording this on Mother's Day, and it's just so apropos because if I can think back to the most prevailing comment my mom used to say when I was a kid, and I'm paraphrasing, Keith.
I'm already nervous. I know your mother's quotes.
I'm definitely paraphrasing. Shut up and go play with your toys. So,
okay, that's what we're gonna do.
In that honor, we're gonna look at some toys today. Keith, we only have this one and another one, and then we're done. We're done the Prodigy line.
There's only 4.
It was that fast. Right. So they canceled our Janeway. So if you didn't know they canceled Janeway, Keith and I released an episode yesterday. Check it out on the feed. I guess last week.
Last week.
Yeah,
last week for the people.
You saw it.
It's time travel.
Yeah.
There's a lot of time travel when you stack episodes up.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to get into it, Keith.
Yeah, me too. But before we do, we have to talk about the people who are supporting our show at patreon.com/K&M. And on there, they're getting all sorts of bonus materials, including us watching episodes of Next Gen and the animated series. And they collectively manifested Strange New Show, our new show about Strange New Worlds. So lots of fun stuff on there. Plus, it's a community, and we're chatting, and we're having a good time. Mike, who's doing that these days?
Keith, as always, we would like to thank friends of the show, Bryant Kimball Beersock, Brian Kaufman, Casey Clark, Jason Moe, Bren Joshua, Andrew Hayes, Jorge Navoa, and the Mysterious Wharfs. Big old boot shivs. You know, a little alliteration is always fun. Richard Coleman, Charles Babbage, CRM Productions, Nikolay Ivanovich Lobachevsky, at Grim, you gotta explain that to me someday, at Grim_Toys, Delusions at Noon, JD Makes. These are the people who send us fine stuff. I got one on my desk. We're going to have to add somebody to this list pretty soon. Keith, JD Makes, Colin Dagan, Chris Mitchell, CRM, Pat, and, of course, Bren Joshua, the Joshua Cronin.
Yeah, boy. Mike, if I could explain my father's humor to you, I don't have an answer to that question. It's probably somehow involving therapy, somehow involving intuition, like... He has a very adjacent sense of humor. Mm-hmm. He's a very funny guy, but sometimes you really have to think. He's one of those guys who when he yells at the refs at a hockey game, he just goes, "Oh, you checking for polyps?" Okay, what does that mean? It means your head's up your ass. Yeah. But like my father's way of doing it, there's a journey. There's always a journey with the joke.
An extra walk around the block is what you're saying.
Yeah. No, you really have to think about it. So someday I'll ask him to explain.
His Russian alias?
I mean, it's something to do with Putin, something to do with a Russian bot, probably.
Okay, yeah. But usually they're sex bots. Anyway, toys, we're here. Let's go on over. We are talking about Prodigy, the Nickelodeon, John. We got one more day. That's a Philly. John is a Philly term, Keith. It's ubiquitous. It basically means anything. This John right here. That John over there. Yo, let's go get a John from the John.
Don't drop it in the water.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Let's take a peek. Pop over to Toy Cam B.
Toy Cam B. We have Toy Cam A and Toy Cam B, folks, in case you're wondering where all the money goes. So, yeah. Looks great in the package. Once again, like, when you have an animated series and you don't have humanoid people, like it changes the figure drastically.
Mm-hmm.
So, should we do our dramatic reading of the bio of Zero?
Oh, we must. It's a tradition now.
All right. Well, I think we should do it in Mike. Pick an accent.
No, I think it's best that I don't.
Well, first off, Zero is a Medusan.
Mm-hmm.
And he is a bodiless, genderless, energy-based life form whose true appearance can drive anyone insane. To protect everyone, Zero wears a containment suit made from cast-off materials. Curious and intelligent, Zero is a telepath who just wants to help those around them.
Oh, what a cool sci-fi concept! So he's not the robot; he's inside that suit.
He's inside the robot.
Cool.
And clearly uses they them pronouns.
That's great.
Very cool.
We always shout about inclusivity, Keith. So
there it is. Star Trek Zero. We've got another in-game unlock. So kids, here's the thing. We're gonna open it up. And the first one to steal our code gets to use it. So
another
fingers
thing
on the trigger.
I'm noticing, Keith, is that in a lot of the toys I've looked at, the choking hazards have not been
had stickers,
but one color, or had stickers. And you said that used to be bigger, more prevalent in the '90s line.
You mean the stickers or them being weird colors?
The stickers.
Yeah, well, sometimes yes, sometimes no. I mean, obviously it's a budgetary issue. And so at various points in the Playmates line, we had stickers, and then sometimes we bailed, and sometimes the same choking hazard that sometimes you got stickered, sometimes you didn't.
Keith, I've really come around to the knife open. When I was a kid now, I would always find, I'd go upper right, this piece of plastic, and then I'd peel and pull. Though nowadays, my OCD prevents me from wanting to do that.
Well, I think it's time to go to Cam 2 and use your John to open it.
You see, man, that's why we're a good team. Ready to roll with that. I like to surgically remove the plastic now. This is my new...
Yes.
And Keith hopes that I don't surgically remove my digits.
Mm-hmm. Or your John.
Okay.
Don't cut your John, buddy.
What year was the Bobbit John?
Wayne I feel like that was like 92, 93?
Lorraine Bobbitt.
Lorraine Bobbitt.
What was his name? Joey Bobbitt?
John Wayne Bobbitt.
He was a John Wayne?
He was a John Wayne Bobbitt.
Okay. Keith, I have successfully completed the procedure.
Wow. Well done. Well done. Let's see inside. I'd look up what year that was, but I drop resolution every time I open up something new, so it's weird. All right, so we've got obviously different seat belts. I mean, they have to build a whole new mold, not only for the figure itself, obviously, but for the packaging.
Yeah.
Whereas they could reuse it pretty much when you had the humanoid figures. So I imagine, I can't say for sure, but I imagine these figures were more expensive to produce.
My God, that was a tough seatbelt.
I mean, safety first, buddy.
I know.
While you're yanking on an elastic thing with a knife straight up towards your face.
I think that's all he got. Just 2 arm seatbelts. That's all you need. That's all they felt was necessary.
It's form-fitting. Oh, there's a foot one. But it's going to be fine.
Oh, yeah. I think I'm pushing from the back.
Yeah.
Keith, I think these are officially the longest Star Trek Playmate arms I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
I'm sure they are.
Let's get our first look here.
Okay. So, first off,
definitely a sticker, as you can see.
It's a sticker. That was going to be my question there. So technically, Zero, the entity, is just a sticker.
I gotta say, that's a little disappointing. I was kind of hoping he would be hollow and there'd be like some sort of a plastic crystal piece here, and we'd see something 3-dimensional.
100%.
However,
I feel like that's a missed opportunity.
This is not as light as you think it might be.
Well, that was going to be my next question, is always the mouthfeel.
But I will say this. There is more articulation in this figure than many others. It's a different type of articulation.
Oh, do they have like the sort of the bendy thing for the arm as opposed to joints?
It's not bendy. It you can't flex. I mean, it flexes, but it's not designed to flex and stay. See what I'm saying?
I see.
It has recoil.
Okay, but so basically just a rubber
Yeah.
mold they put that in.
Mhm.
It's not
The arm has
flexible
full
rubber.
360, and the arm, the digits do not independently move, although it looks like there's
Okay. Looks like
sockets
they
there,
might, but they
They
don't.
don't. The legs are very articulative. Interestingly, the knees do. Oh,
Yeah. Okay, we've got knees, shoulders, knees and toes.
yeah, I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
There is the ankle just swivels.
The ankle itself doesn't
does,
swivel?
it does.
Oh, it does. Okay. Oh. Well, this will be an interesting one to do the stand-up test on.
Now there's some. It feels like it's going to be okay doing that because there's definitely some good tension on the sockets. However, I feel like after a couple of years of play, that's going to loosen up and make it kind of tricky.
Yeah, I mean, my number one concern with this figure is like that's going to blow up in the sandbox in like 5 minutes.
You know what? I know that
is it tougher than it looks?
Very much so. Very much tougher than the other figures. Ironically.
Well, it would have to be.
Yeah, it's very durable. Oh, he didn't really get a good look at the back.
Okay, he's got a waste extraction port. That's always necessary. Oh, there's our copyright. A little bit more intrusive.
Yeah, because of the gold.
Because of the gold, because it's reflective. Yeah.
But all in all,
is that a screw hole?
Can you in there?
Okay, so you can unscrew him. And for customizers, I mean, the screw hole is never like fun, but for a customizer, you actually can pop that open and do exactly what you said.
You know what? I don't think there's a screw in there.
Oh, because
No.
it feels like an easy solution to what we're talking about, replacing the sticker, right? If you just cut that open, put a transparent piece of plastic, then put the sticker on the inside through the glass.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be very effective.
He does have. Hold on, I'm going off camera here. I have to.
He's going off camera. He's realizing it's really hard to keep your thing.
So
on.
It's not a screw. It's not. Well, at least it's not a standard screw in there. I don't know, and I'm not seeing a lot. You'd have to really probably get a knife and go in there, but I don't know.
It's got seams, so I mean, it's certainly doable. I mean, for what people are able to do custom-wise, like
I'm sure somebody will.
Nothing for
get
them
on that. Okay, I want to check out.
Yeah, let's do the stand test. Check out the choking hazards, of which there's only 2, right?
Yep, just 2, and neither of them are particularly seem focused to his skill set.
He's helping. I mean, they're all sort of engineering.
Okay, hold on. I want to.
But I think what that tells us with read the choking hazards is that it's an expensive toy to put together.
Yeah, and it's cool. You and I have. By the way, here's if you own the game.
Oh, there it is. There's your code. First one to get it, gets it.
It's a good bit of cross promo, I think.
Wish it were scratch and sniff, but alas.
I want to give some attention to the paint because you and I have talked about our appreciation for this matte paint job, and I stand by it. It's not as poppin' on the shelf, but it's cool. It's not going to get as scuffed as easily, I don't think.
Yeah, although interestingly, for something like this, I mean, I guess it's more like Star Wars than Star Trek. Like the scuff of it all adds to the realism, because they're metallic things out in the universe. But so let's take a look at. So he's got a portable terminal of some sort. Got some. Okay, I mean, it's good that has the sticker. I mean, that definitely improves it. It doesn't. It's back.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, it closes. Yeah. It's his briefcase.
For the most part. I don't know where you would put it, per se. I guess you could...
Oh, yeah. How do you hang the briefcase?
Yeah, no. Yeah, okay.
Sort of. He's bringing his lunch to work.
I wouldn't...
it's cheaper to do it that way.
I wouldn't expect it's coming home from school, if you know what I mean.
Pack your own lunch. I'm just saying.
If this one goes to school, it ain't one of the pieces isn't coming back. Oh, or okay, it is now a cat toy. And then there's this waste of space, which
well, it's a little iPad, little tricorder-y thing.
let's see if we can get a macro shot of it. I doubt it, but
Okay.
come on now.
I think it does better with the top one.
Yeah, I wonder if it's not because it's on the wide angle, but wait.
You're using a phone for this camera?
Yeah, but you know what? I had it on manual focus. So.
Ah, well, that'll do it. Ever want to know how much hair is on Mike's knuckles? Now you have an opportunity to know.
Right. Well, you're right. It's I was trying to
Top cam.
Yeah,
there it is.
It's cool. What? I mean, the decal is cool.
Yeah,
it's
I mean
just,
that's a.
I've already lost it. I have a mug here, Keith. I'm sure that you know this. And then all the choking hazards go into the mug.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Yep. I mean, it's fine. It's very classic '90s choking hazards, like, which I appreciate. I appreciate that it still feels like, even though we're doing Prodigy, even though we're doing the animated world, it still has some ties to the mothership.
Keith, I know that I'm part of the Trek toy community now because my kingdom for just a metal stand, just something with any bit of heft.
Oh yeah,
you're better off standing them on their own feet. Okay, well let's do this is the test. I
mean, that's what I do on my shelf. I don't use stands.
His foot is enormous. More. Like the width of his foot is enormous, so that should really help in this regard.
All right, this is the big moment, folks. The big reveal, the big moment.
Oh yeah. So surprisingly, the Yank and Pog and this guy, it's the easiest.
Stand up okay.
Yeah, they're the two easiest to stand.
How does Dalrell stand with his?
He okay. He hasn't fallen since I've gotten him. So
okay. Well, I mean that's kind of good. All right, let's do the spin around. Nice. Can
you adjust the speed on this bad boy?
Yeah, you can.
Let me see. You talk
for
a second.
Hit the middle button, and it will cycle through different speeds.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. See, we have our own proprietary speed. Look at my Star Trek toys goes at the middle speed on your turntables. If you're wondering what our style guide is for looking at my Star Trek toys, the
middle speed is our speed. Okay.
That spinning thing has sold more to after us, because you bought one. I think JD bought one. I think other people have bought them. Here, we're job creating.
I love that my black background is just full of coffee mug stains. I really tried to make an effort, but it's
it's so good. Man down! Oh, you took the ship with you.
Oh, it's canon now, Keith. It's canon that every episode ends with just annihilating.
Oh my god.
Okay, well we got to get back to it. Hold on, I gotta rescue him.
It's I think this is episode 120 something. We're still terrible.
Oh, it's just comical how bad this is. Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh, you know what? He doesn't even need the stand.
Stand. Yeah. All right. So I mean, I think for me, the only real complaint is the sticker of it all. Mm-hmm. I get that there's a lot to assemble here with this, and it's, again, we're at a $12.99 price point. So for all the people like, oh, it's not like the diamond, it's like, yeah, well, that's like 4 times the price. So let's, it is definitely has to be made. Yeah, I mean, we have to cut some slack because it has to be done cheaply. And, if it were a $50 figure, I probably wouldn't buy it.
Yeah, so fair.
But I think it's a successful figure.
It's cool looking. It's kind of smaller. I like that in this line they're playing with scale a little bit. Like they're not all the same height. They
yeah.
When we unbox them all, we'll get them next to each other and we'll kind of take a peek at the whole line together. But I'm digging it. I gotta say.
Yeah, I think it's my concerns are about the durability of it, which you have addressed on some level to say that it is hardier than it looks. When I get our official copies later this month, hopefully I'll be able to get it into my hands. How's Jen doing?
She's doing okay. I know. I'm trying to fix the camera here.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Well, whatever it is, I think it's a pretty good figure. All in all, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, what are your complete thoughts? Any other last thoughts?
You know, I was a little nervous after the what's the Dell figure, because although the sculpt is pretty cool, it left me a little underwhelmed. I think what I think this line has, and it maybe they went back, because I was going to say the paint jobs on these is so much better than the other Playmates we looked at. Same matte paint, but the detail paint in the face. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering if they refined their tech or refined their assembly process during the Prodigy wave to redo the other ones.
Well, and because they, as we talked about in our last video, they did update some of the 2022 figures that way. And so I think it's probably the they were using an ultraviolet process to do it, and I wonder if they bailed on that and went back to traditional processing.
Possible.
Because I don't have the new 2022s in my hands to really look at them and see for sure, but from the pictures we saw, those looked more traditionally painted. And I think that might have. I think the UV experiment might have been a one-off, and they moved on. So anyway, I think that's it for this episode. If you enjoyed any of this nonsense, you can give us a like and a subscribe. We'd very much appreciate it. You can check out our other shows. We have Keith and Mike watch Deep Space Nine. We have Strange New Show, in which Keith and Mike watch Strange New Worlds. And we also have K&M Geekly, where we just sort of talk. All of those come into your feed here if you subscribe to the channel. You can also support us on Patreon, patreon.com/K&M, and get even more of our nonsense. Thank you very much for watching. We will see you back here next week with our next Prodigy review. Till then, this has been... Look at my Star Trek toys!
Whoosh.
Whoosh.